Hello, English 111. This is my third speech for this online class in which I will be discussing mixed martial arts. If the camera person will please pan over to my audience. They'll have the pleasure of enjoying my speech today. Alright, let's begin. Mixed martial arts in its early days was often referred to as human cockfighting. Mixed martial arts started in 1996 with the UFC, where they held an open tournament event where I think the first tournament was 8 people, no weight classes, and there wasn't even a ring, it was just a wrestling mat. They didn't have gloves, and they would just pretty much go in there and like beat each other up. And there was very few rules, just like no eye gouging and no biting. You were allowed to do groin attacks and even kicks to the face of a ground opponent. And it was really barbaric and kind of brutal. But now there has been a lot of rule changes made to the UFC that makes it a better and more like sanctioned fighting organization. I'm just going to go through a little bit of the basics of like the weight classes, the bout durations, and the ways to win. I just have a better understanding of mixed martial arts. The weight classes start at 125 pounds, which is called flyweight. That's the largest weight class. And then it's bantamweight, which is 135 pounds. Featherweight, which is 145 pounds. Lightweight, which is 155 pounds. Welterweight, which is 171 pounds. Middleweight, which is 185 pounds. Light heavyweight, which is 205 pounds. And heavyweight, which is 285 pounds. The bout duration is normally 3 5-minute rounds, which are scored by judges, and a championship fight is 5 5-minute rounds, which are scored by judges. The way to win is the most common is by knockout, which you knock your opponent unconscious. The second way is a technical knockout, which if your opponent is not intelligent in defending himself, the referee can come in and stop the fight then, and you will receive the win. The third way is by submission. Now, a submission is either a choking attempt or an attack on a joint or a socket. It's very painful, and pretty much you either have to verbally submit or you tap out. By a judge's decision, and they can even go to a draw if it's a really close fight. The reason I picked mixed martial arts for this speech is because I have been avidly watching the events for probably 5 or 6 years now. I probably saw the past 40 events live, and the events that I haven't seen live I have either watched on the internet or I have watched on UFC Unleashed on TV, and I really enjoy the sport. It's very new and very exciting, and even though many people call mixed martial arts as like this blood sport, the fighters really show a lot of sportsmanship, and they show a high level of integrity towards each other. And I mean, like, they hug each other, they normally shake hands for a match, and it's very sportsman. Some of the major rule changes they made to the UFC is you can't kick the head of a ground opponent. That's a major one. No more groin attacks. No punching the back of somebody's head. You can't do a vertical elbow to a ground opponent. You can't attack the spine of an opponent, and you can't pick somebody up and spike them on the head. Mixed martial arts uses a lot of different fighting styles, such as wrestling, Muay Thai, boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Judo. I mean, anything that anybody has trained in can pretty much be used. There's thousands of different types of karate being made, different types of wrestling. I mean, new things are coming in, new fighting styles are getting incorporated. Every event that they have, somebody else comes out with something else. And the major organizations, back in the day there was a lot. There was Pride, there was WEC, there was UFC, there was Elite XC, and Strikeforce. But now the UFC has bought most of those out, so it's just primarily Strikeforce and the UFC. There are a few minor ones around, but they really aren't very publicized or anything. And what's different, makes mixed martial arts a lot different than other fighting styles, is they actually form their own teams. Like, different fighters will come together in different weight classes and train together with coaches, learning new stuff, and they actually become a team. Even though they're not fighting with each other towards any group goal, they still like protect their teammates, help the teammates train, are there for their teammates' fights. And I mean, it's just there's a lot of sportsmanship, a lot of integrity. It just it's becoming a very popular sport. Ultimately, mixed martial arts, even though it's only been around for a few years, it's very exciting. It's very fast paced. There's a huge fan base. It's going global. I mean, there's just an event last night in Australia. The fighters show a huge amount of sportsmanship towards each other. They normally, like, they shake their hands before the fight. After the fight, they normally, if they knock somebody out, they normally go over, make sure they're okay, hug them, help them get up, make sure they're okay. There's only been a few incidents. The major one was Josh Koscheck, after his fight, was punched by Paul Daly, and Paul Daly was actually released immediately after because they don't want any type of unsportsmanlike behavior in their organization because it has been dreaded as human cockfighting and a blood sport. That's about it. I hope I informed you a little bit about mixed martial arts, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you watch it on TV sometime. It's always on Spike, and there's normally a free event every few months, so if you ever want to check it out, have a good day.